This is part of my series on do-it-at-home paper marbling and testing out the different techniques that I found online on how to do it with items that you might have at home that you wanted to finish up and to make nice papers for whatever kind of art craft projects or just something fun to do at home with the kids. So this one involves using water and paint, leftover paint, to marble paper. So according to the channel that I found, which I hope I can find again and link down in the comments, all you need for this is water and a tin of paint, like household decorating paint. But I figured that because here in the UK, most of the indoor paint is water-based, I wasn't sure if it would float on just plain water. So I got the 2 cans I had left over from painting my garden furniture this summer. And because they're waterproof, I'm assuming that they have some sort of oil in them. And hopefully that means that they'll float. So we'll see what happens. What I've got is a little skewer for making patterns. I've got all different kinds of scrap papers just to test it out. And I have my 2 tins of furniture paint. And I have these 2 little wooden knives, one for each color, to drop the paint in. So yeah, here goes. Let's see what happens. I'm guessing I should probably mix it up. Okay, let's see. It's kind of sinking. Okay, well, so maybe that is water-based. I don't know. This one? That's sinking too. Let's see what happens. Not quite sure if anything will even come onto the paper at this point. Well, actually, surprisingly, we have some sort of pattern with the blue more than the yellow. Okay, that's something. Maybe if we mix the yellow with some water to make it more runny. I don't know, this is probably the system that's going to take forever. Okay. Will something happen? Let's find out and see. No, the yellow certainly doesn't work, but the blue is still leaving a really nice pattern. So I think I'm going to go with more blue. And just kind of just catch it as fast as I can. Wow, look at that. So it definitely depends on the paint. These are 2 completely different brands. This one, the blue, is Ron Seal, and the yellow is Rust-Oleum weather-resistant garden paint. It kind of forms like a film, kind of like a varnish, I guess. I guess you could probably poke it in and do the whole thing. Let's see what happens. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, if you make it go to the bottom, you actually get some of the yellow in there. Very cool. Let's see what happens if I just stir it around and try for a second dip. And push it to the bottom. See if anything happens. Just a bit of leftovers. You definitely need to put the paper in again every time. I mean the paint in. So, and let's try again with just a bit of the yellow. Push it under. All right, I'm definitely digging the blue vibes on this, and just the highlights of that is really cool. Let's see how it works on. What if we try and actually make a pattern of some kind? Let's see how it works on a piece of watercolor paper. Oh, wow. That looks really cool. I'm running out of space to put this stuff. But definitely test your paints. Oh, I like how it kind of stays on top, allowing you to kind of maybe change the pattern a bit. Now, the one thing I was wondering is if these will kind of not smell nice afterwards. So I will let you know. This is a piece of cardboard. It has one shiny side and one absorbent side. Definitely the shiny side didn't really absorb, but that one came out okay. Now I'm curious about an experiment. I will be back. In many of the videos that I watched, you see a lot of people using dish soap to help with some pattern making. So I'm wondering if I throw in a bit of this and a drop of dish soap. Ooh. Well, that was interesting. That's kind of a cool way to make a border, isn't it? Nice. I am running out of desk space, so question is now, if I put this back in, okay, so it's just like as if it hadn't gone in before, I think. Let's see. There you go. Once you've picked up the soap, It's as if it was gone. Huh. So I'm going to let these dry and show you what they look like, and I'll tell you if they smell or not. Okay, hi, I am back. I have dried the papers from the outdoor furniture paint, and some of them came out even better when they were drier, and some of them were a bit more of a disappointment. So this one and this one were the book pages, and I really like them, how they came out, in particular this one, because you can see all the swirls. Here I didn't notice that there were air bubbles, and so we have these little white patches on them, but overall I'm pretty pleased. The next ones were done on regular copy paper, and to be honest, they all came out in my being my favorites. I love the pattern on this one, and it feels so smooth and no smell, which is always good. This one as well, here's another book page that came out. This is the one that where I tried the detergent, the dish soap on it. And I just love that you've got this center for like journaling or, you know, putting a focal point, and then you've got like a frame around it. So I'm definitely going to try doing this again in a more purposeful way. And these ones were just the ones that were the test runs where I tried to get the extra paint off the top. But this one was that first one that I did before I was quite sure about dunking the whole paper. And although it's pale, I do really like the pattern on it. The disappointing ones were the watercolor paper. I just feel like it absorbed too much, and the pattern and the small details got lost. Although I quite like the back, how it came out, but I feel like maybe watercolor paper isn't the best kind of paper for this kind of marbling technique. And also the cardstock, the cardboard, the one, it had a shiny side and a plain side. Obviously the shiny side didn't keep the image, and the plain side, it also absorbed it a lot, much like the watercolor paper. It seems to have lost a lot of the pattern, but it still has some, so it's okay-ish. But this might be more suitable for a different kind of marbling technique. So we'll find out next time. I hope you've enjoyed seeing my experiment, and if you do try, please let me know and share your results. You can share it and tag me on Wild and Free Art on Instagram if you like, or you can just share the results in the comments below. And if you've decided to experiment with a lot of different paints that you have in the house, let me know which ones work. So for me, Ronseal Outdoor Furniture Paint was the one that worked. The Rust-Oleum Garden Paint was not as successful. Hope to see you again next time. Bye bye and happy crafting.